Okay. Welcome back to Smirking Gun. I'm doing something that I hadn't predicted I was going to do. Um, it's about a show that I binge watched right as it came out, and I watched it 3 times in a row. And it's not Better Call Saul or Walking Dead. It's the Netflix series Love, and I fell in love with this Judd Apatow produced production. Um, it's it's not for everyone. Some people will call it cynical or pessimistic. But it was the first time in a while that I've actually had to write some stuff down. So I'm going to do the first episode, which is called It Begins. Now, this show, which I really, really, really like, not everybody does. You know, some people have said that they forced things and whatever, but it's the writing, it's the acting from everyone on the show that got me into it. Starting with, Gillian Jacobs, who plays Mickey, and we have Paul Rust as Gus. Those are our two main leads. And they are going out with, Gillian's going out with a guy, the actor Kyle Kinane, not really going out with. Mostly he kind of sneaks into her room at night, freaking her out. While Gus's character is going out with Milana I want to say her name right, Vaintrub, which you all would know from the AT&T girl commercials. The girl that, walks up with the pretty bright blue eyes and, beautiful girl. And they're all in different stages. Like, Gus's relationship with his girlfriend is more standard. Very vanilla. Which is nothing wrong with that. But Mickey's relationship with her boyfriend is more like coke-fueled and bent over the table having sex kind of relationship. It's a little more unstable. The guy comes running out like, we need to sit down and read a book. We have to figure out how to sit down. And the guy's so coked up he doesn't know how. He wants to have a bet and who can sit down longer. I don't think he's gonna win that bet. Anyway, a month later, after Gus is wanting to move in with his girlfriend and basically Mickey lets this guy stay and have sex with her, they all break up. And they end up on a little journey kind of towards meeting each other. One of the benefits of this show is that it's cast besides the other two is fantastic. So this is gonna be a spoilery review. I'm not gonna tell you everything, I don't think, but I guess it's kind of unavoidable. Mickey goes out to find a new roommate, played by Claudia O'Doherty, who's Birdie, and she is a fantastic actress. She plays it so perky that you kind of go, I don't think she's really this perky. And Gus works at a show that's basically like Charmed meets True Blood meets, I don't know, Twilight, where he is a school tutor to the main girl actress who is played by Judd Apatow's daughter, Iris Apatow. And her character's name is Arya, which is one of my favorite characters on Game of Thrones. Maybe it's one of Judd Apatow's favorite characters on Game of Thrones. I don't know why they came up with that. But he tutors her, and he has a difficult situation to deal with because the people in the studio don't care about her school lessons, and the girl is so tired that she doesn't really want to be tutored. The only one who cares about this is Gus. So then you go to Gillian's or Mickey's job. I have a hard time mixing them up because I've seen Gillian on Community for so long. Anyway, she works at a satellite radio station where she basically works for a Dr. Phil type guy played by Brett Gelman. If you don't know who Brett Gelman is, if you watch it, you'll go, oh, that guy. So, this basically is a guy who wants her to fire his production assistant for him. He's that kind of guy. We also then have, after the breakup, okay, of both of these people. And Gus's is especially bad because she just says, "I cheated on you," and he says, "Well, I'm nothing but nice," and she's like, "You're fake nice," which is Jesus. Like, it's hard enough for nice guys to get a girl. If you call us fake nice, holy shit. So she's like, "Tell me something real or whatever," and he's like, "I want you to die." A lot of the like writing in this is very honest sounding. It may, but anyway, we need to move on because I'm already at 550 on this like review. We introduced characters like Charlene Yi, who's a longtime Apatow actress. She's one of Gus's friends. We also see Carrie Kinney, who's from like Reno 911. She plays Jillian's pill-popping neighbor. She's really, really funny. Her favorite part of the day is when she gets to take her Ambien. You also see the people where Gus moves to in this new apartment complex, and one of them is Dave Allen, who is also known cultishly. If you know this, then you are in my cool book forever, because he's David Gruber Allen from one of the original Comedy Channel, not Comedy Central, Comedy Channel shows called The Higgins Boys and Gruber. If you know this, holy crap, you are in my cool book. So anyway, they go on these little adventures, and Mickey takes Ambien from her neighbor, and she takes some, and she just wants to chill out, and she ends up getting a call from her ex-boyfriend telling her to meet her at this place. She goes. She's in a one piece with like jean shorts on. Turns out to be basically kind of a cult religion place. And right before that though, there's a great scene where they play the Breeders' "Do You Love Me Now" while she's taking Ambien and unknowingly going to this cult. The way they filmed it was really fantastic. So she gets there, and I'm gonna just stay with her story before I get back to Gus's, and then it'll be over. She gets there, and they're all kumbayaing and everything, and she can't take it anymore when they call her up. Like, everybody has to stand up, and she just goes up there, and she says, like, one of my favorite lines of the show, which is, "Hoping for love has fucking ruined my life." I can relate. I think a lot of people can. So she just tells the guy, "Look, I'm on Ambien. This guy called me," and she dips. So getting back to Gus's story, he comes back from being kind of bullied at his job and decides to party with the people that he's, now living with. And he gets drunk, and he's having a good time, and he realizes that things aren't so bad, and whatever, and he does this to a neighbor guy who wants him to shut up, and next thing you know, there's a couple of girls that want to hang out with him after hours. And he starts to have a threesome. This like nebbish guy, basically like me, who would never think he would ever have a threesome. And he's about to like really get it on until they say, "We're sisters," and he freaks out. And, he's like, "I don't want to be a part of an incestuous relationship." And so he basically blows a fantasy of every man's world by screwing that up. And then they have one of my other favorite lines, which is, "Sorry that we tried to fuck you." There's so many great parts of this. Well, then they both have crashed from their days, and they both end up walking to this gas station where they end up meeting because she doesn't have her wallet to pay for coffee, and she's freaking out and flipping off the camera going, "Go ahead, call the cops," and he pays for it. And he buys her cigarettes, and that's where the episode ends. It's really fantastic. I give it 10 out of 10. If you haven't watched Love on Netflix, you really should. There's a couple of other lines that I wrote down. There's two more. One is where this guy her ex-boyfriend just comes over, and, well, her boyfriend at the time is having sex with her, he hears his mother come and honk the horn, and he leaves her during sex. And she can't believe he's just leaving her like that. And he gets in the car, and she's like, he's not my friend, his cum is still inside me. It's an unbelievable, like, writing. I know you might think it's just gross, but when you see it in the episode, it's like somebody really frustrated, pissed off. And then there's another scene where she's forced to fire this guy that her boss won't fire. And she has to call him, and this is when she's in an Uber on Ambien, and she calls her, and as she fires him, he's like talking to his daughter, and she pulls up this star, like, look, Daddy, I drew a big star, and he's like, oh, she drew a big star, you fucking cockhore. In the end, it's like, it's context. So this is the first one that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do other ones. I'm gonna cover the whole series, I think, because I really enjoy watching this show. It's personal to me. Kind of like frustration of being single or broken up and things like that. This is my little gift that I could find for the show. So again, if you see this video, like and subscribe, please. Smirking Gun needs all the help it can get. So, other than that, I will see you on the next episode of Love, episode 2, or The Walking Dead, or Better Call Saul, or some random movie or game that I put on here. So, other than that, have a really good night. Thanks for watching. Please